Kiana, this is Kiana.
Nice to meet you.
This is Amy.
I thought I would do that before you got back in there.
Kiana just told me this.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. If y'all haven't gotten lunch yet, feel free to grab some lunch. Happy August, August 3rd. How was everybody's summer? Is everybody ready for fall? Yes. I'm I'm ready for fall as well. Yes, it's been hot. I've been training for a marathon, and so it has been brutal running in the heat. But we're going to go ahead and get started. We have our wonderful Amy sponsoring us for lunch today. So thank you, Amy. For those of you guys that don't know Amy has been with us for a very long time. She is an expert.
1996. I just want to say it. 1996. Come on. Were you born in 96? Barely born. She's barely born.
It's like I was born in 97.
Oh, you were?
Okay, go to the back of the room.
But Amy is one of our dear partners. She works with Title Resources, and she's going to give you guys more information. But we do have some new agents in the room, so this is awesome. You guys get to meet. Sorry, sharing your screen.
Okay. You can go.
I can go.
Yep, you can go.
Well, hello. I think most of you already know. I've met a couple of our new folks. Welcome. Glad to have you here. I'm Amy with Title Resources. I have Michelle Jackson next door is our escrow officer closer here on site for you guys. She has a 1 o'clock closing and she's there by herself. So she was not going to be able to stick her head in. We let Rachel have a vacation this week. We don't like to do that, but occasionally they insist on having a vacation. So she's over there by herself and holding down the fort. So she says, tells everybody hello. Hope you enjoy your lunch. Title insurance is so boring. In my next life, I'm gonna sell something that's sexy. I don't know what that's gonna be, but it's gonna be something cool. But I brought you guys just a little bit of information, kind of for you newer folks. What the hell is title insurance and why do you need it? That'll be helpful for you. But I like to give these packages to you guys for you to give to your clients. So when you're working a transaction, maybe you're working a first-time home buyer, and they don't really understand all those terms, it's there. Another really handy tool here, not only for you, maybe especially for you, is how to read a title commitment. I know many of you have been doing this for many years, but on occasion I get a phone call. I know I should know what this means, but I don't have a clue what you tell me. So this will be helpful for you to understand title commitment and what's on it, what to look for. But as always, I'm glad to look at it with you and go through it with you and help educate you on what that is. And then the other thing I really want to mention is our closing cost app. If you haven't downloaded this and aren't using it, you really should be. It is very helpful to help you figure seller net sheets, especially. It'll do a buyer's net as well. Those may vary a little bit more based on the lender you're using, but they're usually pretty close. It will for sure help you figure out how much your payment's going to be, which is what most people want to know. What's my payment if we buy this house at this price? So a great little tool for you to have, and I hope that you will use that. And then the last thing I want to mention is Zochem. Almost all the title providers have this and use this. And it's for electronic delivery of your earnest and option money. I haven't seen it in the last couple of weeks, but when the market was as hot as it was, I saw sellers canceling contracts on the morning of day 4 when they didn't get their earnest and option money to the title company. This fixes that problem because it's immediate, date and time stamps. It doesn't matter if it's Sunday night at 2 a.m. They can send it to us and it immediately date and time stamps it. So if you haven't downloaded this little program, go find it, download it, have it available to teach your buyers how to use it if they're needing to send earnest and option out. Okay, yes, ma'am.
Do you guys take Earnest, the program called Earnest? It's now integrated in Title Command.
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure if it's something that we're going to need to be able to take, we will be. As long as it's not an ACH transfer, we, part of the Texas Department of Insurance, cannot accept those. So I'll get with you and see. I'm sure we will, but I'm sure it's a similar product.
It is.
Yeah, it's a very similar product, but this is where your buyers actually send it directly to us. Okay, so I don't know how much the buyers have access to Command. So I don't know.
Makes sense.
It's in. So anyway, we'll talk about it and figure it out. So that's really all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoy your lunch, and I ask for one quick favor, a little prayer for my sweet husband who had a heart attack on Thursday. And you guys that know my husband would think he would be the last person in the world to have a little heart attack, but we've got 2 new stents, and he gets to lay at home for a few months, and he's already driving me crazy. Last night I get home from work after my sitter came to hang out with him, and I mow and I weed eat and I water, and it's 9:30, and I'm rolling up the hoses, and he's trying to tell me how to do it. And I'm like, now he is a fireman, he might know a little about hoses, but I do not need to be told at 9 o'clock how to roll up the hose. So a little prayer for my husband, a big prayer for me, that he survives this little bump in our life. So I appreciate you being here. I appreciate being here. Thank y'all for being here. Enjoy your lunch. And if I can answer any questions ever, please give me a call. My contact information's in there. I answer my phone.
Yes.
And if I don't answer, it's because I didn't hear it ringing, or if I couldn't get to it right that moment, but I will call you back. So, and if I don't call you back at the time you think I should have, call me again, because maybe I didn't get your message. Okay?
Amy, I have a question for you.
Yes.
So, and this is, I'm not sure if in Texas you can do this, but in Washington, when I worked with my title rep there, if I was farming an area or something, can you give us lists?
We can give you addresses for that
Okay.
farming
Do we have to
area.
pay you per list?
I don't,
or
if
how does
I
that work?
email that to you, I do not. I can't print them for you, but I can
Okay.
email you a farm area. So I
Okay.
have a program that will actually pull that information wherever you want to be, and I can send it to you via email. If I print labels or anything like that, then I have to charge, and I really
Okay.
don't want to get into that. I know you guys have been around a long time. In the olden days, we printed, stapled, mailed, did everything, and TDI put a stop to that. So I do have to be careful about it, but I can't email this to you.
Okay.
So I'd be glad to help you anywhere I can. If you want to sit down and visit about what those capabilities are, I'm glad to show you. Okay?
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and have. Maybe?
We can do bucket fills.
Yes, we are.
Okay, can I tag on to Amy and say, Tony bought a house and the title company he was going with, I had awful experiences with, I think that, anyway. So I called Stephen, does he go with Stephen? Stephen, and I said, would you please look over docs? It's not at your title company, but, you know, keep me from having a heart attack. And look over docs. He looked over the title work, he looked over the woman is owner financing it for him, but he hasn't been in real estate a full year yet. I mean, it's a fabulous deal, but my heart stopped at that point, and supposedly that's what the seller was comfortable with. And I said, okay, Code, Title Resources will still get us through this, because that's who we use for everything else. And they did, and he closed, and everything's great, so I can't thank him enough. And then I have to thank Brian Wilson too, because he helped with getting things sold.
All right.
So Stephen
So it all
Parker is
works.
our in-house legal
Oh.
counsel, and he's amazing. Just if you have a question to run by him or ask him something.
He also always answers his phone.
Yeah. Awesome.
Get
And
that.
he's teaching for me tomorrow in Whitesboro, so I can sit at home with
Ah.
You can babysit.
He's
him.
really excited about that. I told him, you can babysit or you teach these 2 classes, and he's teaching.
Yes.
Well, it gives you a lot of comfort, because he does know what he's looking at, and I could be, blowing things up in my mind. I know you would shock at that, but I could. Yeah. So once he said, no, this is normal, this is fine, I was good.
So for those new people, we have what we call bucket fills, which is awesome. So really, when we think about why we exist at Keller Williams, we want to build careers worth having, lives worth living, businesses worth owning, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. And so that includes all of us in this room. We actually get to do that together, which is awesome. So a bucket fill is really how our culture comes to life. So if somebody's filled your bucket, if somebody's done something, gone the extra mile to either serve you, help you, that's what this is. So do we have any other bucket fills? Hi, do you want to share?
This is for Rachel. Is she here?
Right,
There
right
she
there.
is.
Surprise. Hello.
This is from a tech challenged agent that anybody that does county knows that. And to me, she just went beyond, way above and beyond in trying to help me understand some things. And she did some things for me, like I don't know how to update the signature that Jesse did for me 2 or 3 years ago, because we changed websites.
Yeah.
You know, and so that was weighing on my mind, and God, she just. You know. But the only thing is, she thinks I've learned something, and I haven't.
I'm sure you have.
Thank you
Look at all those contracts you've been sending. in.
Sure.
I have one for Rachel too. Mine's for Rachel.
Goodness.
So, when I came in this morning, we had our power hour last night with our agents in the conference room, so I knew to make sure that they put it back the way it was, because I was the last one out. And so, I looked up and she had put our new sign outside the office. And then she took it one step further, because the ones upstairs were done with a different kind of paper, and she wanted to make them even better than the original ones with better paper. And that just shows that, you know, like Fritz called Carlton service, not just doing it, but doing it well and doing it great. And so, and during all of our transition with the offices upstairs, I mean, I'd call her and she's like, yes, ma'am. Okay, can I call you back at 5? I'm like, yes, sorry. So I try to text her like, hey, are you available this time? But sometimes we've had a few little hiccups on our end. It's all been user error. It's not been anything to do with leadership. Just wanted to put that out there. And so, but just getting all of our phones reset and all the things, you do it with such grace, and you also never make anybody feel like it's a chore or it's this or it's that, you know what I mean? And that kind of servant leadership is just so grateful, so grateful. So,
I was
we
like,
love you.
I have a bucket filled for Layla. Layla brought our dear Kiana to us. We are so excited to have you join us. Kiana's one of our newest agents that joined us, but Layla, thank you for making the connection and just being you and offering help. I love this because their story really, in my opinion, epitomizes like our culture. So Kiana was with a different brokerage, met Layla, and Layla was like, hey, you're new. Like, you're probably gonna need help. If you have any questions, like, please, here's my phone number, let me help you. And they just kept in contact, and through a series of events, Kiana came and she's now enrolled in the productivity coaching program,
I sent you the email from my game.
knock it out of the park. But I remember, I think Kiana asked her, like, why would you help me? Like, I'm with a different brokerage.
And that was actually the funniest thing. She goes, you would help me even if I'm not at your office? And I go, well, absolutely I would, because I want your job, you to do your job better, because it makes me do my job better. If these new agents know what they're doing, us old agents, our jobs are way better. Because I'm old.
Yep.
That's why he's a good title company to read my title commitments. If I don't want to do it.
I have two more.
Okay, yes.
Okay, Lori, our little sunshine. First of all, she had her 19th wedding anniversary this week, so it is God family business here. So she's focused on what's important, and then she's just doing a great job with all of her calls and with reaching out to people. She's doing what is it called on Thursdays? Lord, just the listing Thursday. And she's doing open houses, and she's just out there in the severe heat, all with a smile on her face. And her leads list is just getting more defined, and she's doing amazing with our buyers. So I wanted to give you just to let everyone know how proud we are of you. And then Julian, I didn't see you sitting there because he and I have been on the phone with at least 20 times in the last 24 hours. And I say that because when you have situations in this business, you need to be able to have, like, you know, people that you can go to. Well, he's our coach, and yes, I'm his client, and yes, he gets paid, and yet he's going above and beyond the call of duty on things that really probably are even outside the scope of what he would normally do. And that again goes to what we were just talking about with Rachel. That's servant leadership, and it's saying, oh goodness, it doesn't matter, like, we need to help with this, let's work on this. And so I just encourage, I think pretty much most people in here, but if you're in a group or a team, and not just an individual agent, obviously those definitely need coaching, but I think sometimes it might be lost on the fact, because you have so many people surrounding you, that you need a coach. I have been doing this business for a long time, and we preach it, you have to have a coach, and I cannot do what I do without Julian. So just, oh my goodness, he doesn't get paid enough. I just want to put it that way. So anyway, I love you and I appreciate you. So I wanted to say that.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and draw. I'm just taking out, we can't be in here, so I wanna make sure. We'll collect this for next week. Or next
Oh,
week.
okay.
written down about this, so if you hold it up.
Okay,
And our winner is,
I don't know, you draw.
well, I don't have glasses, so you have to read.
Brooke.
Us, Brooke.
Brooke Harris.
Oh my gosh. So this time.
I need a win. I need a win. He knows it. I need a win.
You get a cool new,
Okay.
I love it.
and a Kroger card for gas or food, I don't care. Whichever you need the most.
I love it.
Thank you.
Um,
I still love the one you gave me. I'm using.
Well,
every
Robert,
one of it.
would you like to join us up here? We've got Robert. Robert is with Fairway. Him and Brian are our fabulous partners there. So all things lending and mortgages, he's our guy. So what can you share with us?
Just seems like the market's starting to balance, so I would start scrubbing your pipelines from 4, 5, 6 months ago, the people that just completely gave up because they couldn't come up with, $20,000, $30,000 to go over asking price. And now, I mean, we were just talking about this a little while ago, I had a contract accepted where on a contingency, seller paying title and $8,000 in closing costs. They didn't even ask for 8,000, but they went by and saw it a couple times, and hadn't made an offer, and the listing agent called and said, we're reducing or giving closing costs away.
Right.
So it helps doing that, and on the listing side, instead of dropping the price, maybe try to do the buy now thing that we've been discussing to get the buyers, a little bit lower rate, lower payment for the first 2 years than they could do from the house down the street.
Yep.
So if we need more information on that, I'd be more than happy to review it with you, but basically the seller's gonna, could pay to buy down the rate 2% for the first year, 1% for the second year. And then it levels off at basically the current rate. So it's usually about a 2.5% reduction. So if you're gonna reduce more than that, then you might save the seller a little bit of money.
Yeah.
So just a couple ideas to get that going. Try to keep the values up so we don't want to start having appraisal issues and then get into a mess like we were 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah. Yep.
So please let me know if I can do anything to help you out. I appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thanks,
for
Robert.
everything.
My turn.
Our wonderful productivity coach.
Hello.
Hello.
Look at my pants. I can see. I have a lot to say today. Look, I have notes. Okay, couple things. One, this is really important because the coaching program has been here. The new coaching program has been here for a year.
You're still in my thunder.
Oh, sorry. Ta-da! Oh,
Right, there we go.
ta-da! Yay! This is important because before there was a lot of other things happening. This shows we're not just the flavor of the month. I'm here to stay. I think Monica, who's on Zoom, made me sign a postage note that said I wasn't gonna leave. I signed it. So we are here to stay, and I'm super excited to announce some new projects that we are rolling out, some new features for the coaching program that we're gonna open up to the entire market. So some of those are a marketing portal. So we see a lot of digital marketing being pushed out. We wanna make sure it's compliant. And obviously the power of telling is branding yourself with the program's logo. So it is going to come at the end of this month from the coaching program. You can submit any marketing material, if it's digital, print, whatever you want, for basically a compliance check to make sure it's compliant. You're not going to find yourself in a lawsuit, anything like that. You submit it within 24 hours, you get an approval. And you can even put in there like suggested edits. So if maybe you're not the best at using Canva designs, your colors are clashing, your fonts can be different, maybe your call to action isn't as strong as it needs to be for some of your print materials, we'll actually give you feedback on that print material within 24 hours. So we're gonna open this up to the entire market center. So please utilize this. And if you have any questions as I'm going, please ask in Zoom or over. So we have that. We also have admin masterminds that are starting. They're starting this month, the last Tuesday of every month at 3 o'clock. So if you have admins, if you need help with admin support, if you're an individual agent and you're like, hey, I'm kind of wearing all of the hats, I just need help. It's open up to the entire market center. We do have admin coaching that we offer. So a lot of those amazing admins that are doing a lot of work get to share their resources and what we're working on there. But we really want everyone to have access to that. So that'll start this month, the 30th. That's only two. Oh, so we also in the coaching office, we have postcards for co-broking deals. So if you do a deal with someone on the other side and let's say they could use some coaching, I'm grabbing a postcard, you can send it to them. We'll go help build your downline for you. Let's say there's an agent on the other side and they're amazing and they have to be here, send them a postcard. We do offer them 4 weeks of free coaching, business strategy coaching, to kind of help bring them into algorithms, but we'll go recruit them for you. You get to add them to your downline. Let me do all the work. You sit back, relax, just let me know. Lane will actually be sending out those cards in the mail for you. And so we can follow up and make those phone calls. And that's available to everyone. Okay, some exciting things. Me and Thomas will be speaking at 2 panels at Mega Agent Camp.
Woo!
Yay! So there's a lunch and there's a dinner. I think the dinner is only virtual, but if you get the virtual ticket for Mega Camp, you guys aren't going, we'll make sure that we post it on the website so you guys can attend that. So that's going to be super exciting. And then I coach nationally with Your Realty Leverage. It's administrative support. I have a webinar coming out on next Tuesday, a week from yesterday, on the value of the team and building the team. So if you consider joining a team, maybe you have a team, you want to take it to the next level, it's a free webinar. We'll post that in the Facebook page too. But jump on, really fun. Got some cool resources there. And then for some just results, I'm just jumping around here. This weekend we did a 19-house open house parade in Silverado. We partnered with 15 other brokerages. Our agents went out there. Man, you guys, our agents know how to convert at an open house. We had all of these brokerages in a group email and everyone's like, man, I only had one person come to my open house. Oh my gosh, I didn't have a lot of traffic. Our agents, we had 5 agents in the coaching program. We walked away with 15 buyer clients and 4 listings.
Wow.
But it's all in script practice. It's all in working, building that rapport when people come in. But I love showing off KW, so I'm like, really? Look what our agents did. So we are any kind of program or anything like event like that, we have the resources to do that. So just let me know and we can help you do that in maybe a neighborhood you're trying to farm, maybe it's a special event, whatever it is, we can help you with all of that. And is there anything else I'm forgetting? I know there's a lot.
Well, I just said a couple highlights of the one. We feel super blessed to have them in our market center. 1, because of the partnership. 2, the friendship. They really have. You and Thomas have done such a great job at helping our new agents and our tenured agents, right? And so they're launching momentum coaching, which is going to be how do you kind of gain and keep momentum in your business, right? And so they've had wonderful success, and I think for you guys to see, currently right now they've got 46 agents in the program. Year to date, the productivity coaching program has closed over 15 million in volume, which is huge. These agents are within their first year in the business. So 15 million in volume is awesome. Coaching multiple admin groups. One thing that I love when you're having conversations with new agents, they actually get the new agent into production within 60 days, and there's a 92.2% success rate that you guys have with that, which is awesome because we all know that when you get into business, you have to sell, you have to make money. And so they're helping their agents, our agents do that. And then just in July, they were almost 31% of company dollar, which is awesome. And then 12% of closed volume, like total closed volume within our market center in July. And then Julian talked about the open house parade that they did this past weekend, and then the neighborhood takeover that y'all did earlier in the year, door knocking that neighborhood. So you guys continue to push the envelope, which I love. And we truly are, like, our market center is stronger than it's ever been. And a lot of that is due to their work. So I'd love to give them a round of applause.
Momentum coaching, as you guys are talking to other agents in the brokerage or even agents outside the brokerage that maybe needs help coaching or just taking their business to the next level. Like Sarah said, really, we call it PC coaching, productivity coaching. Everyone needs coaching, right? I alone have 3 coaches that help me with my craziness that I do. So if you just see someone who's like, hey, I haven't been able to cap, right? I've tried 4 years, haven't been able to cap, or the past 4 years I stayed as a $5 million producer. I want to hit 8, I want to hit 10, whatever that is, just send them our way. We'll be able to talk to them. And then I do want to tease a little thing for our market center. It will be open to the whole market center, but Thomas and I will be starting a market center podcast where we will be interviewing agents in our market center, telling their success stories, their maybe triumphs, maybe some of their losses, but this is going to be something to really help inspire new agents. We do plan on inviting agents from other brokerages to come in and tell their stories. So this is going to be a resource for the whole market center. We'll publish it. It will be available on YouTube and everything as well. So something working behind the scenes.
Yay.
Cool.
Awesome. Thanks, Julian.
Yeah, thank you.
Rachel with our tech tip.
Hello, everyone. So I kind of have 2. The first one is what I posted on the Facebook page earlier today. So if you get an error message from DocuSign that says you are not connected, please go to the Facebook page and look at the video tutorial. I also have it broken down into step-by-step instructions in the description as well, if you'd rather read it. But today I wanted to go over, this is a new thing that they've added through Command. So you can, in your consumer tab, so when you go, people go to the pattybaron.kw.com where you get your leads, you can now do a forced registration. So it wasn't allowing that before, so they could look at as many properties as they wanted without getting their information and putting it into your Command contacts. So now you can go into Command, go to the consumer icon, which is the one all the way at the bottom with the little houses. You're going to click on the settings and then you can change the property limits there. So they're giving you options of unrestricted, 10 or 2. So if you're a brand new agent, Scott Leroy has been automatically setting it at 2 properties. So if you have any questions about this, let me know. That's a really great way for lead generation.
So what's great about that, you guys, is a couple of things. One, when you share your applet, now you can actually, it can be a space where you can generate leads, right? And so whether that be your actual webpage or your KW app that has the search function. So this is great. Definitely go in. All of you guys are defaulted to unrestricted. So if you don't change it, you won't actually be able to capture any leads through it. So this is again another great way to get more people into your database. Any questions on that?
Is that on our Facebook page?
This specific slide, no, but I can absolutely post that after the meeting because the
I'll
slide
print it.
deck will be.
I'll
put
print
in
it.
there. Hey, that's all right. I'll send you an email with step-by-step instructions. Don't worry.
Awesome. All right, so we're gonna hop into some market updates. I don't know if you guys saw this article that came out, but Texas was actually named the number 4 in the 10 most stable housing markets. Did anyone read that article that came out? So this is, as you can kind of see, so our 2022 economy ranking was 8. And housing, home price appreciation is at 19.3% for Texas. You can see here, Utah was number 1, Washington number 2, Florida 3, we were 4, 5, I can't remember, Idaho, yes. And then 6, Tennessee, 7, Vermont, 8, Arizona, 9, I think it's South Carolina, and then South Dakota. So very interesting. We obviously have a strong market. One thing to actually consider though is last year in 2021, 28% of all homes sold in Texas were sold to corporations. So that's interesting. In Tarrant County, I believe it was 48% of all homes sold last year.
Corporations, we mean like Open Door?
So it could be, but it could be also investors, large conglomerates, those sorts of things. And what we need to know as professionals is that, one, when they go in and purchase a bunch of properties, they have the intention of holding it, because a lot of them that are public, they actually rely on the rent roll in order to feed those that have stock, right, with them. And so unlike, and there could be some, I have an LLC and I have a rental property. So it could be, an investor that has one or two, a couple homes that have purchased it within an LLC. But it is something for you guys to be mindful of, that we were in the top ranking. I think we were within the top 10 of homes purchased by corporations.
Did you see the story that came out yesterday from the Federal Trade Commission on open doors that we're talking about next?
Yeah, that is next. So, how many of you guys have actually had experiences with Open Door? How many of them have been positive? So you've had a positive? Okay.
Well, I had no problem. I've sold further houses. They went very smooth. They were very easily.
You sold them though.
Yeah, you didn't.
Yes.
You didn't lose a seller to it.
No.
Yeah. But this, so what's really great about this, and I'm thankful that the FTC is actually protecting consumers, because that's what they're supposed to do. So Open Door got hit with a $62 million fine for tricking consumers, right? It happened to an agent in our office. He ended up losing the sale to Open Door, and then he was still representing his seller as a buyer, right? So they had a contingency. It went down literally to the wire, like closing day. They decided, Open Door said, well, actually, we need all these repairs and we need 20,000 more from you. This is not uncommon. Like, we hear these horror stories all the time from them. So it's really important, like the things that the investigation, the agency found, Open Door used projected market value prices when making offers to buy homes, when in fact those prices included downward adjustments to the market values. Open Door made money from disclosed fees, when in reality it made money by buying low and selling high. Consumers likely would have paid the same amount in repair costs whether they sold their home through Open Door or in traditional sales. And then consumers would likely have paid less in costs by selling to Open Door than they would pay in traditional sales. So these are the things that they were representing that they actually were found to be misrepresenting. And so as you guys are out in the marketplace, this is important. Working with a local economist of choice, working with a local realtor, somebody that knows the market and actually is looking out for their fiduciary duties to their clients. That's us. That's what we do. And so I think having this knowledge and actually educating your clients on this is really important, because every single day they are getting a postcard in the mail. They are getting solicitation from Open Door, and it looks fantastic. It looks great. However, this is going to be huge.
So will some of that $62 million go back to the sellers in their perceived loss because they went with Open Door?
I don't know.
I read trade, that's what the plan is.
That's the plan, is to give it to the people who sold through Open Door.
To reimburse.
Yeah.
them.
They can prove that they lost.
I mean, I feel like that's only right. Okay.
I bet there's some uh-oh moments in their offices right now.
Yes. Okay, so kind of talking about, like, in a shifting market, you guys have and are the expert, the local economists of choice. And so how do you guys actually position yourself as that? So when you think about the neighborhoods that you're farming, the neighborhoods that you want to go into, a couple things that you guys can do. Choose your neighborhood. I don't know how many of you actually pull stats from the MLS weekly, but when you're looking at year over month, what's happened in that market? If you guys look month over month, what's happened in that market? If you look at the previous year's month to this year's month, what's happened in that market? All of this data is going to arm you guys so that you guys can have educated conversations with your buyers and your sellers and your potential clients. So I would recommend that you actually go in and start doing this every single week. You'll be surprised at what you find. Even when I was pulling information for the city of Denton, I was shocked at what, as far as inventory increases and all of days on market, all those sorts of things. That's going to help you guys while you're having conversations. Another thing is weekly market updates via social media. One thing that you can do, use hashtags, and you can do geotagging. So if you want to be known for a certain neighborhood, start hashtagging that neighborhood, start geotagging on your social channels, so that when people go to that neighborhood or they search, your information starts popping up. I know Chrissy does a lot of that, and so she gets a lot of business through her social media channels, but a lot of it is through hashtagging and through geotagging. So monthly email campaign to your farm area, monthly phone calls to your farm area, obviously TCPA compliant, monthly mailer to your farm area. If you guys haven't used Remind, you can get information through Remind, which is free to you guys. And then, Amy just shared with us that if you guys have a neighborhood that you do want to farm, she can get you the contact information there. Okay, so looking at the median sales price in Denton County, we are looking at, is there a way for me to get rid of this?
The little dot, and then she said like hide virtual.
There we are. Thank you. Okay. So looking at the median sales price in Denton, for July, it was $485,000. It didn't change from June, but that's, $485,000 is the median sales price in Denton County, which is crazy. So it has increased from January. It was at 420. There was a big dip back in May, and then it's continued to increase. And then month supply of inventory. So June, we ended with 1.9. July, we have 2.4. So a couple of things, when you go onto the MLS and does anyone use these stats within the MLS? Okay, so when you pull that, you're gonna see some different numbers, obviously, because August is calculating only 3 days within August. So I think right now it shows like 33 months of inventory, which is obviously not accurate. But this is pulling, when you do the trends within Netris, this is gonna pull all the trends, and you can kind of, you'll get an overview, but if you want more specific stats, go within the MLS and look at the stat list there. So 2.4 months of inventory. This is great, right? We're heading towards a more balanced market. This is an opportunity again for, even like Robert said, the buyers that got out. Hey, there's a lot more that we're seeing. Days on like new listings, we had 2,163 come on to the market back in July. That was a decrease from June, where we had 2,494. But you can see, we've doubled listings coming on from January. So do you guys feel that in the market? Yeah. Closed sales volume, we were actually down in July from May and, we were down from May and down from June. So in June, we had 1,441 closed sales, and then in July, we had 1,246. So, and then year over year, that is a decrease of 21.4% decrease from July of last year in Denton. So, okay. So when we're looking at this is again of Denton County. So when we look at the red is the actual units for sale. The blue is under contract, and then the sold is here. So what we're seeing is obviously this is weekly. So we're looking at like a 6-month view of Denton County, but you can see that we're actually trending upwards. We had a slight, just barely increase here of for sale. And then blue is under contract, and then sold. So you kind of see a slight trend line going down regarding the solds. So really what we don't want to see is like, if we see the market go like this, that's not what, like homes for sale and then sold, that's not what we want to see. But as long as we're kind of going in the same direction and that the trend is not like severely cutting off, we're still in a very healthy market. So, and then this is just talking about the median price. So the red is for sale, the green is sold. So for sale over the last 6 months, the weekly, Actually, there's a change of 10.8% in for sale, and then a change of 3.6 for sold properties. All right, so these are KW Denton numbers. I like to point out, these are our entire MLS for KW Denton. So I'm gonna not be comparing apples to apples. This is Denton County, and this is all of our agents here. We had 123 closed units, which is down. We had 103 listings taken, and this is June data, not July. I just transmitted yesterday, so July data is not quite out yet. Listings sold, we sold 63 for an average sales price of $461,371. That is still trending up. It's the only one on here that is trending up still. In Denton County in June, there were 2,878 closings. They took 2,598 listings taken, and listings sold 1,439. They did trend up in Denton County on listing taken and listing volume month over month. And their average sales price was $570,133. And that is actually trending down compared to month over month and year to date. We were trending up in the sales price. So when we're looking at this, kind of there's a lot of questions that Diana and myself are asking, Jimmy and I are asking, but we're seeing, okay, how does our market center line up with the county, right? So language of real estate, this is a lore report. So really kind of seeing, okay, are we in line? Are we significantly behind what the county's doing? And if we are, okay, we need to ask the questions why, right? So when you guys look at hopefully you're looking at your trends report, your multi-year trends report that you have in KW, like your reports, you can actually see the trends of your business. And so that's something that I would recommend that you look at every single month to kind of see how are you trending based off of your previous years, and then how are you stacking up? Like, are you down in listings taken? Are you up in listings taken? And then we utilize this to help us. Okay, well, what kind of trainings do we need to have? Is there a place that we're missing? Is it scripts? Is it we're not going out, we're not circle prospecting around the listings that we have, like different things like that. So if you're seeing that your trends are following the lore report trends, we can have conversations and discuss, okay, what strategies do you need to implement in your business? Or maybe what do you need to, I like to say, start, stop, continue to do in your business? I think that's a great question to ask. What do I need to start doing? What do I need to stop doing? What do I need to continue doing? To see what you actually, what's working. So, any questions on the market information? What are you guys seeing, experiencing, conversations you're having with clients, other agents?
It's ridiculous. I have a listing where an agent bought a contingent offer, 25,000 less than list, $5,000 in buyer's closing costs. Close at the 1st of September, and you take a deep breath and just keep working. I was working. And in the end, my seller would not go buy a house and move to give them possession on the day of closing on a contingency. That they're in contract, but that doesn't mean it will fall apart. And the buyers were not going to move a family here from Minnesota without moving straight to the house. So possession is where we lost it. But both sides were really very valid. But I was shocked. I was really shocked with the offer. It's like, is this 10 years ago? What are we doing? Because we haven't seen them asking for everything. I have a lot.
Yeah. What else have you guys been experiencing that? Have you guys been writing offers like that?
The showings are scarce for me. Yeah. They're very scarce.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's such a shock because it's gone from one extreme to the other.
Right.
Well,
Right.
one thing I was talking with someone yesterday, I was like, remember, in normal times, which hasn't been the last 2 years, that usually when it comes to the beginning of August, all through August, it's just completely halts because of school. I was telling one of my road, yeah, I was like, I used to go on one of my vacations for the year, I'd go take a golf trip with my buddies at the beginning of September, because August was a nightmare, and September was dead.
I was just gonna say something, I think also, we've heard this in the last 2 training sessions. They talk about, going back to the basics, writing your notes and all that. I think also the thing, like, you just said circle prospecting, like, to me, that's not thinking outside the box, but I feel like a lot of agents aren't doing it, so it's like thinking outside the box. So Lori and I on one of her, we took her lead sheet, and on one of them I said, because it's a qualified buyer and real specific needs, I said, how can we move them forward? Like, right, they're just still sitting on paper, right? I think we have to do that more and more and more now than we did, because it's not just a name anymore of these huge buyers. Like, we have to get really specific. And so we circled, they wanted Cedar Creek Lake, and what they're wanting, there is don't align. And so we circle prospected that, got 2 names, and it's land, possibly, gonna fit their needs, maybe not. But then today we got a call and a guy wants to list 2 lots there. I'm like, all from circle prospecting of Cedar Creek Lake. So I think we have to start really diving deeper on our leads that we do have, and not just go, well, there's nothing available. Well, there isn't anything available, but go further. So that was a aha for me today when we got that call for the listing side. This was the buy side. So.
Yeah, I'm also finding that as we're lead generating, you're having to nurture a lot more.
Yes.
And especially as we're like,
Absolutely.
Either leads are coming in or even phone time leads. Everyone's waiting for that golden phone call here.
Yes.
When's the best time to answer the phone? There's not. It's
When
all-
it rings.
Exactly, yeah. But it's that agent skill set to nurture and stay in front of them, because they might call and say, hey, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
And it will convert
Mhm.
3 months down, but everyone's looking for the right now.
Yeah.
That they're almost looking past that. Oh, you're not ready right now? Okay. And it gets put in the back burner. They never check it.
Plant your corn, let it grow.
Yeah. Well, and that's why really when we talk about coming into, in a shifting market, really your database and what are you doing with your database? Like, truly, we talk a lot about the 33 touch program, the 36 touch program, but do you have a strategy implemented? And so we actually are having a database class next week on Wednesday. Linda's gonna be here along with Matt Templeton. Matt's been in the business for quite some time. He led a team, he was a team leader, but they're gonna be walking through how do you actually create a $1 million business from your database, right? So Linda and Jimmy did sell the McKissick Group for $1 million, and they did that because they had a database that they could sell to Brad, and so that's something that I think is important. So whether you have a database, you're gonna learn new strategies, different ways to find a business within your database. So again,
What time is that?
it is at 11:30 here on Wednesday next week, the 10th. So Matt and Linda will be here teaching that. It will be very practical, but it will also be things that you guys, there will be, things that you can take away and directly implement. So what else stream it to? I don't know if we have it straight or not. We'll check. Do we have any upcoming listings that anyone wants to see if there's a buyer in here? Upcoming listings? Anybody? No? Okay. Any off-market properties? No. Do we have any buyer needs?
We have 2 pieces of land out in Possum Kingdom.
Okay.
2 lots, 1 acre lots. They're side by side, so they could be sold together. They are in a development that you have to build a house that's like 3,500 square feet or 3,000 square feet. So it's supposed to be like a nice neighborhood, it has an HOA, has amenities and stuff like that. But I don't think it ever took off. The people that we know, they bought the properties with the intent to build, but they never did. And there are some houses out there, but it's not filled up like it should be.
Right.
I don't know why it didn't take off, but you have to bring your own builder pretty much, so.
Okay.
But they're very.
I'll give you my number, because I have I know a developer there, and he keeps buying stuff over there, so you might be interested.
Very affordable.
Okay.
Julian.
Two things. One, the open house spray that we did was in Silverado. There's 32 listings that are all sitting. Price decreasing like crazy because they're competing with new construction. Price ranging from 400 to 600,000. Those houses are beautiful. I encourage you, like those agents are salivating for an offer. They're out talking to them. They're like, we'll take so much lower. So if you have go, because they're not able to compete with new construction, but you guys can probably get a deal for your buyers. So
Okay.
there's that. And then are we bringing back home tour?
Yeah, I think we should. I mean, it's about time because the homes are
Yeah.
definitely sitting longer. Thanks. Okay.
I have a new, well, I'm about to put it on the market. I have one over near McNair Elementary. It's about 2,900 square feet. And it's 5 bedrooms because the garage was converted into a caretaker
Okay.
place. And it's been a group home. This is where I really am kind of confused on what to do. They only have one person there now. They have all the equipment. If somebody does group homes and wants to, buy the house and then move more in, or the one person there gets moved out and it's a family. You can kind of go either way, but it looks great. I've gotten the pictures. I'll probably put on the market tomorrow.
What are you coming in on the market at?
$475, which is really a good price for the house in that neighborhood. Without the potential of, what do you do? How do you spend this? Do you spend it as a group home or potential income? Or do you spend it as, a great family home close to elementary school? That was really a question.
Yeah, you can't say family. But I think when you think about what's your biggest buyer pool. That's,
It's gonna be the fam,
It's gonna be the family.
the residential.
yeah, residential.
We can't say family anymore.
Okay.
I don't care. I don't care, because,
Hey, Merry
family is a.
Christmas.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Okay,
I don't care.
well, just so you guys know, we do have an off-market property Facebook group, so if you haven't joined it, please do. We recommend that you watch Leon's class before you put anything on there. But again, we have 180 agents that have qualified buyers that need places. So if you have somebody, this is a great place truly that if the property is off market, not coming soon, but truly off market. So there's a difference. So definitely watch that. And then we've got some August birthdays. Hey, our birthday. You got a birthday. We've got Dennis's birthday. So happy early birthday to you guys. And then we've got some work anniversaries. Trying to see if anyone is in here. No one's in here, but work anniversaries. And then we had 6 agents join us last month. So we've got Jonathan Ledger and Matthew Eubanks. Both of them graduated from K-Score, which is awesome. We had Stacy Willingham. She joined us from EXP. Kiana Jackson, who you guys met, she joined us from a smaller indie brokerage. And then Chris and Melissa Cooper just joined us from Fathom and is with the Chrissy Lewis group. So we're excited for them. Here's our events for August. So this Friday, we've got Coffee with the Coaches. Thomas and Julian are going to be here. They're going to be doing the group coaching. So you guys are welcome to come to that. We've got community groups next Tuesday. And then on the 10th, we've got the data bank. So build a business you can sell for $1 million with Matt Templeton and Linda. So that's a great class. And then we also are bringing back Maria Rincon. We partnered with Homeward, and so she's going to kind of be going deeper into how we can actually utilize that service with our clients. So, but these are the events that we've got for the month. Layla, congratulations. You are on this list for top producing individual agents. Great job. And closed units. We've got for top producing teams, we had a 3-way tie for listing taken units. And then is anyone in here that from any of these groups? No. But congratulations to them. And then our top producing groups, we've got Amanda from Christina Leaf's group, so congratulations. And Cammie's team coming up strong with listings taken volume #1 there. So congratulations. I know you guys work really hard. And so we are grateful to be in business with you. So how many of you guys have gone to Mega Camp before? Awesome. So Mega Camp is the 23rd and 24th. There is in-person and digital. What's going to be awesome about this Mega Camp, Gary has already interviewed over 150 agents across the whole entire country. So he's looking at, okay, what's working, what's the most innovative things that people are doing, how are people generating leads at a very high level and not, selling their kid to get the lead. So it's going to be an awesome, they've shared some stuff that they're going to be releasing and rolling out. So if you have not gone, I would recommend that you go. It's in Austin, so it's a drive. It's just a couple hours away. But if you're not able to make it in person, there is a digital option that you'll have access to all of the recordings and be able to watch it live as well. So his top 5 lessons: how to be the economist of choice for your clients, how to make more when there is less to get, which is an interesting, that's the market that we're getting into, how tough times translate to opportunity, which I love. Everybody's been talking obviously about a shifting market, and we are in a market shift, and there's so much opportunity, and the market share that you gain in a shifting market, you don't lose. But the market share that you lose in a shifting market, you really never gain back. And so that's kind of coming into a skills-based market. How to quit trying to outsmart simplicity. So coming back to the basics, what are those, but how do we innovate and how do we build off of those? And then how this market can set you up instead of set you back. So I love it because Gary is a masterful thinker. He is the #1 leading person in our industry. And so I'm excited to hear what he has to say, but also to hear what he's gathered from agents from across the country and what they're doing. How many of you guys go on to KW Connect and actually utilize resources there? So KW Connect has a ton of resources. There's a Facebook group called Pivot and Shift. Every Wednesday, James Shaw, who's he's up here in the corner, he does fantastic training. So this is great. If you ever have a topic that you need to brush up on something, you can go to KW Connect, but they did a whole shift proof your business as the market evolves. And so you can find all of the video content on KW Connect there. There's also KW training opportunities. So you need to, from contract to close, finish your first deal in Command and DocuSign, grow your profit with commands, agent referrals. So these are things that you guys want to dive deeper into, how to actually leverage Command. They've got great trainings available to you for that. And then how many of you guys knew that we have all of these communities? So we have KW Luxury, which you actually qualify into. So you have to sell a total of 4 luxury properties within a 24-month period in order for you to qualify into KW Luxury. But once you qualify in, they've got trainings, masterminds, you get to utilize the different resources that they have, marketing materials that they have. You can get a luxury branded sign so that you can, again, continue to brand yourself as a luxury agent. KW Commercial is awesome. They just revamped this. They have a full, almost like an Ignite training. Ron Davis has gone through it and he said it's phenomenal. And so if you're wanting to learn more about commercial, Gary's hired 2 phenomenal women that have been in the KW or in the commercial world with other large commercial brokerages, and that they've come and they're starting to build out and really redefine KW Commercial. We have KW Land, which is awesome. We've got KW Young Professionals, KWYP. There's a pretty active group in Dallas that they do socials. They do a lot of networking and different things in the area. We have KW New Homes, KWSE.
Sports and entertainment.
Oh,
I didn't even know that existed yesterday.
So Rebecca Douglas is in sports and entertainment. And so they're really looking at, how do we partner with different sports teams? How do we understand the contracts that are being had, and how do we leverage those relationships in order to bring more buyers and sellers into our, like, we've got obviously a ton of professional sports teams. So they've got that. We've got KW Military. We just started KW Wealth, which is awesome. Really, they're going to be hosting monthly masterminds to talk about how to actually grow your net worth. And I love that because what other company is talking about building your wealth? Not just selling more homes, but actually building your wealth. And so what's neat is that we have so many people in our company that are millionaires, and that they were not millionaires before. They didn't inherit this money, they built it. And so they're going to teach you how to do that. KW Style to Design, that's also new. I don't have a ton of information on that one. KW Real Estate Planners, that's newer as well. KW Wellness, KW CV, I don't know what that is, career visioning. KW Relocation, this is something that is new. So KW Relocation, we've never had a relocation, right? So we don't partner with Cardis or any of those sorts of things. However, through KW Relocation, you're going to be able to get certifications for relocation if that's an arm of your business that you would actually like to build out. So KW DEI, KW Expansion, and then KW Investment. So these are all different communities that you can be a part of that connect you to the greater Keller Williams network across the globe. Not just here in Denton, not just here in Texas, but in the United States and globally.
Where do you find these groups? Are these like Facebook groups?
So when you go to KW Connect, if you actually go to the communities page, which we'll give you we'll post the Facebook group, but when you go there, they have information on it. Some of them it is a membership, and then some of them it's not, where they have trainings and monthly masterminds and whatnot.
There's also the KW Rainbow Network.
Yeah, I didn't actually put that on there. It's interesting. But yeah, so this is the community events. So the leadership mastermind happens monthly at 2 p.m. The New Homes Q&A. So if you have questions about what New Homes is, to be a part of that community, you can participate there. The commercial mastermind, the luxury land, and then KW Military Mastermind. So another great way for you guys not only to build that into your business, but also build referral partners. So a lot of what, Rebecca Douglas, she hasn't, I don't think she's helped a sports person buy or sell a home. However, she's gotten multiple referrals through being a part of KW Sports and Entertainment. Because it's a smaller group that they, at mega camp, at family reunion, they get together, they have their own private Facebook group. When people are moving into different areas, they're connecting. Bless you.
KW Military, you go under your marketing profile and put that you are a active or a veteran. And when people are searching in command under referrals, they can actually search by that now. So if they're looking for a veteran to help another veteran, that is a search feature. So if you are, or if your husband or wife is, then definitely check it out.
Yeah. So you've also got some Keller Mortgage Marketing toolkit that they've released. So another added value that's for you guys to utilize when working with your clients. How many of you have used the social media calendar? Has anyone used it? So it's great. If the social media is not your jam, which is not my jam, this is great. They actually give you prompts, a daily thing of what to post. And they even give you some designs that you can pull from command. They give you the blurb. Again, like social media is about consistency. So this is a great content calendar.
So would this coincide with what we're already contracted to do on core? What's that thing? Circle Pix?
So this is different. Circle Pix is going to be automatic. This gives you like a calendar that tells you on, today, post something, like post this. So it's going to actually tell you exactly what to post, what to write.
You have to go on there and do it.
But you have to do it. Yeah. So it's not an automated.
You can schedule ahead on command though, so it automatically goes out, but it's not going to decide that you need to post a financing article today. Right. And do it for you.
Mhm.
Just schedule through Facebook.
That's one.
Yeah, schedule on Facebook. And then in designs, you guys have your summer 2022 Agent Branded magazine. You could go in and update it. A great touch for your sphere if you haven't sent it out yet. Great thing.
Wait, where was that? What was that?
In Command.
Designs.
So it's a magazine that they put together for us in Command. Yep. So when you log in the upper right hand corner, you'll see it. And you just have to select it and then it'll bring you into designs and then you can actually, yeah. So quarterly, they release a magazine that you can brand to Cami. And then Julia Lachey Israel, she is our head of inclusion and belonging. She hosts these 2 courses every single month. So unconscious bias in real estate and then the color of real estate. So if this is something that you love to do, it's a virtual training. And so you can log in and sign up at kwlearningcenter.com to register for those.
I did get a short and condensed version of the unconscious bias from her when we were at Mega Leadership Camp, and it was phenomenal. I really am going to watch the entire thing. She tells you her story of figuring out that she's got an unconscious bias. So that now that she's conscious about it, she can change it. But it was very interesting and powerful to hear through how she figured that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I attended to the color.
The color
Color
filter.
filters.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. Very. She showed it like a couple of videos. Yeah, it's very open, very different ethnicities, and she tells us how to say things in a better way. And yeah, it's just definitely a good thing to.
All right, just a reminder to be TCPA compliant. That's all we got. I know, action packed. If there's anything that you guys would like to see in our partner meetings or even, doing panels of some sort, if that would be, I like doing that occasionally, but if there's something that you guys would love to see, I'd love feedback. Always looking to make this more valuable to you. Thank y'all for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.